Can you imagine registering in the wrong category at the Olympic Games like Eric Musambani in Sydney 2000? Let's get to know this giant collection of curiosities with Zarpado. In the middle of the vast plains of Nebraska stands Carhenge, an unusual monument where classic American cars replace ancient stones. Painted gray and arranged in a perfect circle, some vehicles are partially buried to support others, forming a metallic arch that defies time. Created in 1987 by Jim Reinders as a tribute to his father, this Stonehenge of cars is a tribute to creativity and family connection. Imagine having a table that not only holds your coffee, but also chills your drinks, plays the perfect music, and charges your phone wirelessly. This smart table does it all. It has a hidden refrigerator, powerful speakers, LED lights, and even storage space. The best part? You can talk to it thanks to its integration with the Google Assistant. Watch seahorses shock the marine world. It's the male who gives birth, releasing hundreds of tiny seahorses after pumping water through his brood pouch. The female deposits the eggs there, and he protects them until they're ready to swim free. When the time comes, the babies burst forth like tiny sparks of life. In Canada, winter brings a very special wine called ice wine. It's made by leaving the grapes on the vine until they freeze naturally, concentrating the sugars and creating a sweet, fruity flavor. Pressing them while frozen produces a wine with an intense and unique sweetness. It's a perfect drink for those who enjoy rich, distinctive flavors. In Rwanda, Kalitsi Nzamwita's story reads like something out of a surrealist novel. Since the age of 16, he has lived in isolation due to an uncontrollable fear of the presence of women, known as gynophobia. To protect himself, he built a barrier around his house and has maintained this routine for 55 years. At 71, he confesses that any interaction with women generates overwhelming panic. In southern China, in Guilin, lies the world's tallest man-made waterfall, and it's a marvel of engineering. Standing at 354 feet high, this waterfall cascades down the facade of the Libyan International Building, creating a breathtaking spectacle. Its construction was a challenge, requiring 4 enormous pumps to get the water to the top. Plus, keeping it running costs a fortune, over $1,000 per hour in electricity. But the best part is that it uses rainwater and groundwater, making this waterfall not only spectacular, but also surprisingly sustainable. Although curling seems like a relaxing sport, it's more intense than you might imagine. The stone weighs about 44 pounds, so throwing it accurately is no easy task. And those frantic sweeps with the broom aren't just for show. They can burn up to 500 calories per hour. Plus, the ice must be at the perfect temperature for the stone to slide properly. In Vietnam and Southeast Asia, there's a drink that seems straight out of an adventure movie: snake wine. It's made by placing a poisonous cobra inside a bottle of rice liquor, where it rests for months or even years. This concoction is said to have medicinal properties, though just looking at it is an experience in itself. Would you dare take a sip of this exotic potion? Welcome to the Balloon World Cup, the world's most unusual and fun championship. In this unique tournament, 2 players compete within a 26 by 26 foot space, trying to keep their opponent's balloon from touching the ground. But it's not as easy as it seems. They must overcome a series of obstacles that test their reflexes and creativity. In 2021, Peru was crowned champion of this one-of-a-kind World Cup. Meet Aaron Yoder, the man who runs backward faster than many people run forward. He's the king of retro running, a technique that seems strange but is in a class of its own. Aaron holds the world record for running a mile in just 5 minutes and 30 seconds. With his back to the finish line, his speed is so impressive that it's hard to imagine anyone beating him. High in the mountains of Pakistan, at an altitude of 8,530 feet, hangs the Husseini Suspension Bridge. the most dangerous bridge in the world. With missing planks, thin ropes, and a hair-raising sway, crossing it is like walking on a tightrope over the abyss. Suspense is guaranteed, with Lake Boret roaring below as a backdrop. Glima is the Viking wrestling that has stood the test of time in Iceland and is still practiced today. Far from being a brutal brawl, this ancient tradition is based on agility, technique, and, above all, respect. Meet the lesser armadillo, a tiny wonder from Argentina and the smallest armadillo in the world. It's the same size as a dollar bill. This adorable burrower spends almost its entire life underground, digging tunnels like a true master of the subsoil. It's nocturnal, shy, and so elusive that seeing it in the wild is almost like finding treasure. Sadly, it's endangered due to the destruction of its habitat, but its existence reminds us of how fascinating and fragile wildlife really is. Imagine paying $60,000 for a bottle of water. Acqua di Cristallo. Tributo a Modigliani isn't just any water. It's an exclusive blend of springs from Fiji, France, Canadian icebergs, and Italian San Pellegrino water. But what really drives up the price is the bottle, made of glass and coated with solid 24-karat gold. More than a drink, it feels like a liquid jewel. Can you imagine living above the sea and diving as if you were part of it? The Bajau, a nomadic tribe in the Philippines, do it every day. They can hold their breath for up to 13 minutes and dive to 197 feet deep without scuba gear. This is possible thanks to an incredible genetic mutation that allows them to store more oxygen in their blood. They live in floating houses or on platforms in the water, fishing and exploring the reefs like true inhabitants of the sea. The trumpet squash is the longest fruit in the world. This unusual Italian pumpkin can grow up to 10 feet long, with a curved neck that looks like something out of a fairy tale. Its shape resembles a trumpet, hence its name, and its color changes from light green to beige when ripe. Imagine indulging in a treat so luxurious it literally glows. The Grand Opulent Sundae is the world's most expensive ice cream sundae, served at Serendipity 3 in New York City. For $1,000, you'll get a dessert of Tahitian vanilla, rare Amade porcelana chocolate, and truffles, topped with edible gold leaf and caviar. It's served in a crystal glass with a golden spoon, just like ice cream royalty. In 1982, Sony took television to the next level, literally into your pocket. They created the Sony Watchman, a mini TV with a black and white screen measuring just 2 inches. With built-in antennas, you could watch your favorite shows anywhere, a precursor to portable screens. In Thailand, Sakyant tattoos are much more than skin art. They are living amulets of protection and good luck. This spiritual ceremony is performed by monks or sacred masters who use a steel needle to inscribe the designs by hand while reciting prayers. The ink can be visible or invisible, made with oil, but the power of the tattoo is always present. Imagine being surrounded by 573 t-shirts. Ted Hennon not only did it, but he also broke the record for the most t-shirts worn at once. Weighing over 110 pounds, he needed the help of several people, as the pile of fabric drastically reduced his mobility. In the end, his face disappeared between the layers. Although he could barely see over the mountain of clothing surrounding him, Ted managed to complete the challenge, proving that with perseverance and a little help, anything is possible. Red Bull pilot Łukasz Czepiela took aerial prowess to the next level by landing a small plane on the helipad of the Burj Al Arab in Dubai, one of the most luxurious hotels in the world. The challenge was monumental. The helipad is 696 feet high and only 89 feet in diameter, requiring absolute precision. After 2 years of preparation, more than 650 practice landings, and several failed attempts, Łukasz achieved what seemed impossible. Would you dare to try the world's strongest beer? Snake Venom, a Scottish beer launched in 2013, reaches an impressive 67.5% alcohol content, stronger than many vodkas. This beer is made with special yeasts and a freezing process that allows the alcohol to be concentrated to extreme levels. While its potency makes it a phenomenon among beer lovers, it's important to be aware of the health risks. Meet the dugong, the manatee's strange marine relative. This herbivorous mammal, with its stocky body and shovel-shaped snout, swims in the warm, shallow waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Although it looks like an otherworldly creature, the dugong is a member of the Sirenia family, along with the manatee. The most curious thing is that, in this order, it is believed to have a common ancestor with elephants. Jai alai, originally from the Basque country, is the sport that holds the record for the fastest ball in the world, with a ball that can reach impressive speeds of up to 194 miles per hour. This sport challenges the limits of human agility. Its name, Jai alai, means joyful celebration in Basque, reflecting the energy and excitement of the game. It is played with a wicker basket, used to throw and catch the ball on a high-speed court. In the mountains of Bulgaria lies Buzluja, an abandoned structure that looks like something out of a science fiction movie. Built by the communist government in the 1980s, this UFO-like structure was once a symbol of Bulgarian socialist power. Funded by the government and donations from party members, Buzluja stands as a curious and futuristic monument. However, after the fall of the communist regime in 1989, the structure was abandoned, leaving room for vandalism and oblivion. Tim's Place in the United States was a unique restaurant created by Tim Harris, a man with Down syndrome who broke barriers and became an inspiration. He was not only the owner, but also the manager, winning everyone's affection with his positive attitude and his famous motto, "The happiest place on earth." In addition to its delicious food, this restaurant offered something very special. When you ordered breakfast or lunch, you got a hug. Tim closed his restaurant in 2014, leaving behind a legacy of 75,402 hugs, a testament to the positive impact he left on his community. Among the Himba tribe of Namibia, the transition to adulthood of young women is marked by a rite of passage called Erembe. During this ritual, young women are covered in a mixture of butter, animal fat, and red pigments, a tradition that symbolizes their arrival at adulthood and their preparation for marriage. Christ of the Abyss is a fascinating submerged statue located off the coast of San Frutuoso, Italy. It was placed in 1954, about 56 feet deep in the waters of the Ligurian Sea, as a symbol of protection for divers and sailors. Created by sculptor Guido Galletti, this statue has become an emblem of diving and a unique tourist destination. In 2003, due to corrosion damage and environmental impact, the original statue was replaced with a replica, but its message lives on in the crystalline waters that surround it. Spaghetti ice cream is a unique and delicious dessert. Popular in some parts of the United States and Canada, this creation consists of vanilla ice cream pressed through a machine into the shape of spaghetti. To make it even more fun, it's topped with strawberry sauce, simulating classic tomato sauce, and garnished with chocolate shavings that resemble grated cheese. The Densuke watermelon is the most expensive fruit in the world, and boy, is it impressive. Grown exclusively on the island of Hokkaido, Japan, this watermelon is distinguished by its shiny black skin and pink, juicy, and extremely sweet flesh. Its rarity and quality make it a highly coveted delicacy, with prices that can reach up to 6,000 euros for a single piece. With a thick, smooth rind, the Densuke is not only a luxury for its flavor, but also for how difficult it is to find. Oradour-sur-Glane, located in central France, is a town with a heartbreaking history. In 1944, during World War II, It was the scene of a massacre perpetrated by Nazi soldiers, who killed almost all the inhabitants and destroyed the buildings by setting them on fire. Today, Oradour-sur-Glane remains just as it was after the attack, as a memorial and a solemn reminder. The water anola is a small animal with an amazing ability. It can breathe underwater. How does it do it? It creates its own air bubble. This reptile, which lives throughout much of the American continent, is able to submerge and stay underwater for a long time thanks to this bubble, which allows it to continue breathing without having to surface. At 11 years old, Tom Gregory achieved what seemed impossible, becoming the youngest person to swim across the English Channel. At just 11 years and 336 days old, he swam for 11 hours and 54 minutes, an impressive effort that made him a long-distance swimming legend. This feat, achieved in 1988, remains a record that no one has ever broken. Bo-tayoshi is a traditional Japanese game played at school festivals and in some military schools. Two teams of 75 people each fight to hold or knock down a vertically placed pole. The curious thing is that the rules are quite flexible. Anything goes to bring the pole down, from kicks and pushes to punches. This unique game is a blend of rugby, martial arts, and sumo wrestling, making it an intense and fun physical competition. Snowflake was a unique gorilla in the world, the only known albino gorilla. He was born in the Enco forest, in what is now Equatorial Guinea, around 1964, and lived in the Barcelona Zoo from 1966 until his death in 2003. His rarity was not only due to his white color, but also to his genetics. Studies revealed that his parents were an uncle and niece, which caused his albinism. The island of Java, in Indonesia, holds the title of being the most populated island in the world, with more than 140 million inhabitants. What's impressive is that the population density is incredibly high, exceeding 1,000 inhabitants per square kilometer. Dada Palaya, a 95-year-old man in India, has kept his hair uncut for almost a century, making him a unique and revered figure in his hometown of Mola. His 24-foot mane of hair is so long and heavy that he needs to carefully wrap it around his head in order to walk, and he often requires the help of others to manage it. For him, cutting his hair would mean losing his status as a human deity, which has led him to maintain his appearance unchanged for decades. Do you know goalball? It's the only Paralympic sport created specifically for blind or visually impaired people. In this game, two teams of 3 players face each other on a court, guided by the sound of the ball, which has bells inside. Players must throw themselves to the ground to block the opposing team's shots, using their entire bodies as a barrier. The team that scores the most goals wins. Learn about Songkran, the Thai water festival that welcomes the Buddhist New Year. This event, held in mid-April, is one of Thailand's most vibrant and exciting festivals. For 3 days, the streets are filled with people throwing water at each other as a symbol of purification, renewal, and good luck. Have you heard of the Al Rostamani Maze Tower in Dubai? It's the world's largest vertical labyrinth, located on the facade of this impressive 57-story skyscraper. The design is made up of interconnected balconies that create an intricate pattern, as if the tower were a giant puzzle. To make it even more spectacular, a Spanish company installed LED lights on the balconies, illuminating the labyrinth at night and making it visible from miles away. Did you know that the woman with the longest name in the world is Andra Williams? She was born in 1984, and although she initially had a 19-letter name, her parents decided to lengthen it to a total of 36 letters. Her case became famous in 1997 when she was a guest on Oprah, shocking everyone by pronouncing her long full name. It was the name shown on screen. Meet Eli Bishop, the king of clapping. In 2014, He broke the Guinness World Record by clapping an astonishing 1,020 times in just 1 minute. His speed and coordination are so impressive that it seems his hands have become a musical instrument. Have you heard of the Olm, the mysterious cave dragon? This blind salamander lives in the underground rivers of Slovenia and Croatia, where it spends its entire life in absolute darkness. Its pale skin, external gills, and almost alien appearance have earned it the aura of a mythical creature. It can also live for over 100 years and has the incredible ability to regenerate its limbs. Did you know that before becoming a movie star, Ryan Gosling was a ballet dancer? He started at age 12 and went on to perform with the Canadian Ballet, perfecting his technique and his love of dance. This experience gave him the elegance and body control that later shone through in films like La La Land. Have you heard of the Pacific bluefin tuna, the most expensive fish in the world? In 2019, a 613-pound specimen was auctioned for an astonishing $2.7 million at Tokyo's Toyosu Market. The buyer was Kiyoshi Kimura, known as the Tuna King, owner of a famous sushi chain. And the frenzy for this prized fish continues. In 2025, another tuna weighing 608 pounds sold for $1.3 million. In Wrocław, Poland, there are more than 300 dwarf statues scattered throughout the city. What began as a symbol of protest against communism in the 1980s has grown into a unique tourist attraction. Each dwarf has its own story and personality, representing professions, personalities, or historical moments. Romanian gymnast Nadia Comaneci made her mark at the 1976 Olympic Games by being the first to earn a perfect score of 10 in a routine. Her performance was so stunning that the scoreboards weren't designed to display that score, and it appeared as 1.00. Throughout the competition, she earned 7 tens, captivating the world with her elegance and precision. Camilo Castillo is a Mexican industrial designer who has become famous for creating unique Rubik's Cubes and other handmade puzzles. After completing his degree in industrial engineering, he dedicated himself to crafting these intricate toys with great skill, ensuring each cube had infinite possible combinations. His brand, Carni Camilo Cubos, is known for the quality and creativity of its designs. Meet the Tokai Challenger, an impressive Japanese solar car created as part of a project between Tokai University and several Japanese automotive companies. This innovative vehicle reaches an average speed of 62 miles per hour, using only solar energy, making it a prime example of clean technology. Zimbabwe experienced one of the most extreme hyperinflations in history in November 2008. The economic crisis reached such a critical point that the government was forced to issue banknotes worth 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollars, which in practice was barely enough to buy a loaf of bread. This phenomenon led the country to abandon the Zimbabwean dollar in 2009 and adopt the US dollar. Did you know there's a woman with man's arms? Shreya Siddhanagowda, a young woman who lost both arms in an accident in 2016, became one of the first people to receive an arm transplant. The new arms, from a man with a different build, had large arms and dark skin, which raised some initial concerns. However, over time, the arms adapted to her body in surprising ways, slimming down and changing color to more closely resemble Shreya's skin. Sea urchins have a fascinating characteristic. They have 5 teeth arranged in a circle inside. These teeth are used to grasp and scrape algae from rock surfaces, allowing them to feed effectively. This adaptability is crucial for their survival, as they can adapt to different types of rocks in their marine environment, helping them find sufficient food in diverse areas of the ocean. Tennis balls require special care to maintain their performance on the court. Because their internal structure contains gas, Temperature variations can alter the internal pressure, affecting their bounce. For this reason, the balls are stored in controlled conditions, typically around 68 degrees Fahrenheit, ensuring they maintain optimal properties for use in intense matches. Lyubov Morakodova is a Russian grandmother who has made ice skating one of her most prominent passions. Every winter, she ventures 10 miles across Lake Baikal, a place where the ice extends from December to March, providing a unique setting for this activity. The most surprising thing is that she does it with her old blades, which were made by her father during World War II. South Sudan is the youngest country in the world, having declared its independence on July 9, 2011, after separating from Sudan. The independence process began with a referendum held in early 2011, the official results of which, announced on February 7th, showed an overwhelming 98.83% support for independence. The Magnificent Seven is an American remake of the famous Japanese film Seven Samurai, directed by Akira Kurosawa. Both stories follow the same basic premise. A group of warriors or fighters join together to protect a village from a gang of bandits. Although set in the Old West, The Magnificent Seven captures the same spirit of struggle and honor presented in Seven Samurai. The Empire State Building run-up is the oldest and most prestigious rock climbing competition in the world, held annually in New York City since 1978. Participants must climb the 1,576 steps of this iconic skyscraper, reaching the observatory on the 86th floor. Shazam, one of the most popular music identification apps, uses a unique algorithm that analyzes the sound captured by the phone's microphone and compares it to a database of millions of songs. This process takes just a few seconds, allowing users to instantly know what song they are listening to. The Faroe Islands, an archipelago located in the North Atlantic, have a rather peculiar demographic. They are home to around 70,000 sheep, outnumbering their 50,000 inhabitants. This imbalance has led to sheep playing a crucial role in the daily lives of the Faroese, being essential for agriculture, wool, and meat. In 2011, the small village of Yuscar in Andalusia, Spain, was painted blue as part of a marketing strategy to promote the Smurfs movie. What was initially a temporary action to attract tourists ended up becoming a permanent feature of the village, as its residents decided to keep the color blue. Meet Darren Harrison, who achieved an impressive feat in 2022. With no prior flying experience, he landed a plane after the pilot fainted. It all happened when the pilot lost consciousness, and Harrison, far from panicking, took control of the aircraft. He put on his headset and communicated with the air traffic controller, who gave him detailed landing instructions. The transparent-headed fish, scientifically known as the barrelai, is a fascinating inhabitant of the deep sea. Its most striking feature is its transparent head, which allows it to see through its skull. This peculiar fish has the ability to move its eyes within their cavities, allowing it to focus on objects in different directions. The jabuticaba tree is an incredibly curious tree that seems to defy the laws of nature. Instead of growing fruit on its branches, they develop directly on its trunk, giving it a unique appearance. The tree has thick, somewhat prickly bark, and its fruits, purple at first and black when ripe, appear glued to the trunk. Vanilla ice cream, despite its simplicity, is the most popular flavor worldwide. Its creaminess and subtle hint of vanilla have made it a favorite of millions. It is estimated that more vanilla ice cream is consumed than any other flavor, even when all other flavors are added together. The Roe River, located in Montana, United States, holds the title of being the shortest river in the world, at just 201 feet long. Despite its diminutive size, this small waterway is of great importance to local ecosystems, serving as a habitat for various species and playing a crucial role in the region's natural environment. Chow Smith is an incredible runner who managed to complete marathons on 7 continents in just 7 days. She completed this impressive challenge between January 25th and 31st, 2017, running marathons in locations as diverse as Australia, Singapore, Egypt, the Netherlands, New York, Chile, and even Antarctica. She did so to celebrate her 70th birthday, demonstrating astonishing physical and mental resilience. Reebok, the well-known sports brand, took its name from an African antelope called the Reebok. This name was chosen to reflect the qualities of speed and agility, essential characteristics in athletics and sports in general. The Pingxi Lantern Festival in Taiwan is one of the country's most spectacular and traditional events. Every year, thousands of illuminated lanterns are released into the sky, while participants write their wishes on them, creating a brilliant nighttime spectacle. This festival not only marks the end of the Chinese New Year, but also attracts tourists from all over the world who want to experience this magical experience. The musk deer, an animal native to North America, has a truly distinctive appearance due to its long, fang-like upper teeth. Despite this appearance, these deer are herbivores, and their diet consists primarily of lichens. However, the species has been severely affected by poaching, as its musk gland is highly valued in the market. The arapaima, also known as the paiche, is an impressive fish that lives in the freshwaters of the Amazon basin. With a length that can exceed 10 feet and a weight of up to 440 pounds, it is one of the largest freshwater fish on the planet. Its elongated, cylindrical body is covered with large, thick scales, adapted to its aquatic environment. Did you know that female hyenas are more powerful than males? In their matriarchal societies, females are larger, stronger, and dominate males. Not only are they 10% larger than males, but they also have a more aggressive personality. In Ito, Japan, the Pillow Fighting Championship has been held annually since 2013, a sport considered almost a national right. Players pretend to be asleep on futons until the referee gives the signal to get up and hit their opponent with pillows. In Japan, the gate tower is a unique building because it has a highway running through its floors. Cars circulate on the 5th, 6th, and 7th floors, but the most impressive thing is that the building's elevator continues to operate as if nothing had happened, moving from the ground floor to the 16th floor without stopping. This ingenious construction was created to prevent the demolition of nearby buildings due to highway construction, making it quite a creative solution. Ford developed a shopping cart with anti-collision technology similar to that found in its cars. This car is equipped with sensors and radars that allow it to automatically stop if it detects a collision. While it sounds futuristic and very useful, it was actually created solely for marketing purposes to showcase the capabilities of its vehicle technology. Toko, a Japanese YouTuber, realized his unusual dream of transforming himself into a dog, specifically a border collie. To achieve this, he spent $13,000 on a hyper-realistic suit. The surprising thing is that he doesn't just wear it to record videos, but also goes out in public, and it behaves just like his favorite dog. In 2011, American surfer Garrett McNamara made history by riding a 78-feet-high wave in Nazaré, Portugal. This incredible achievement was recognized by Guinness World Records as the largest wave ever surfed up to that point. The wave, which reached colossal dimensions, became a landmark in the surfing world and cemented Nazaré as a legendary spot for surfers seeking to push the limits of the ocean. Imagine looking much younger than you really are. This is what happens to Denis Vashurin, a 37-year-old Russian who looks 13. He suffers from a rare genetic disorder that has caused him to be frozen in time, halting his aging process. Despite his youthful appearance, Dennis leads a normal life, working for a resource company. However, his appearance has caused awkward moments, as people are often surprised to learn his true age. According to his birth certificate, he was born in 1987, but anyone who sees him would swear he's still in his teens. The Akal Teke horse, native to Turkmenistan, is a truly unique and dazzling breed. Its most striking feature is its shiny metallic coat, which makes it stand out among other horse breeds. With only 8,000 horses left in the world, its rarity makes it a symbol of luxury, and its price is around $1,000. The water lily turbine charger is an incredible innovation for those who love nature and need a power source in remote locations. Its ability to run on both river water and wind makes it a perfect choice for campers, hikers, and people living in rural areas. With the ability to recharge batteries up to 12 volts, you can keep your electronic devices charged throughout the day without relying on solar power or a power outlet. At the 1912 Olympic Games, Japanese marathon runner Shizo Kanekuri abandoned the race due to heat and returned to Japan without notifying the judges. For years, he was presumed missing in Sweden. In 1966, he was invited to complete their marathon, which he managed to complete in record time. His race is the longest recorded in the history of Olympic marathons. The blue parrotfish is an incredible example of adaptation in nature, with the ability to change sex throughout its life. It is born female, and, as it grows, can transform into a male to maintain the social and reproductive balance of its group. This phenomenon, known as protogynous hermaphroditism, ensures the continuity of the species. The change is visible in their colors. Females are bright and colorful, while males take on a gray hue. Ethiopia planted more than 350 million trees in a single day, an initiative promoted by the Goal Botanical Garden. The goal was to curb deforestation and combat climate change. Minette Bailey, a 102-year-old woman from Suffolk, England, has made history by becoming the oldest skydiver in the United Kingdom. Her feat consisted of skydiving from 6,890 feet, demonstrating unwavering courage. But this isn't the first time she surprised others, as at 100 years old, she celebrated her birthday by driving a Ferrari at 130 miles per hour around the Silverstone circuit. The film Forrest Gump was filmed in over 100 locations across 6 U.S. states over an intense 55-day period. This expansive location allowed the essence of American life and culture to be captured over time. Among the most iconic locations are Fripp Island and Hunting Island State Park, palm-fringed islands used to recreate the Vietnam scenes. The Dead Sea, located between Israel, Jordan, and Palestine, is famous for being the lake with the highest salinity in the world, exceeding 30%. This extreme salt concentration creates an environment in which almost no aquatic species can survive. However, this high salinity has a surprising advantage. Anyone can float in its waters effortlessly, as the density of the water is much greater than that of a human body. Do you know the amazing Hill of Crosses in Lithuania? This place is covered with more than 200,000 crosses, left by Christian pilgrims over the centuries. It has become an important religious pilgrimage site, where people from all over the world visit to pay homage. During the Soviet occupation, the hill also became a symbol of resistance, as Lithuanians continued to leave crosses as an act of defiance. Introducing the Nike Go Fly Ease, the first hands-free shoe. Its innovative design allows it to adjust when you step on the heel and open when you take it off, making it easy to put on independently. This revolutionary design offers comfort and accessibility, ideal for people with limited mobility or those looking for a faster, more convenient way to put on shoes. Did you know that the blue tang was the inspiration for Dory in Finding Nemo? This fish, which inhabits the Pacific reefs, stands out for its bright blue color and yellow tail. It feeds on algae, using its sharp teeth to scrape it off rocks. It lives in coral reefs and rocky crevices near the coast, forming a fundamental part of the marine ecosystem. The bungee jump from Macau's A.J. Hackett Tower is ranked as the highest bungee jump in the world. Those brave enough to dare can jump from an impressive height of 764 feet above the ground. This tower offers a unique experience for adrenaline seekers. In 2024, an impressive Guinness World Record was set for the world's fastest drone, called Peregrine 2, which reached a speed of 300 miles per hour. This engineering marvel was created by Mike Bell and his son Luke in their workshop, using 3D printing technology. Interestingly, their previous model, Peregrine, had reached 244 miles per hour, but it was never officially recognized. Kim Peek, an extraordinary man, had a prodigious memory and could read 2 pages simultaneously, one with each eye, memorizing an entire book in just 1 hour. He remembered 98% of the 12,000 books he had read, retaining details with astonishing accuracy. His ability inspired the film Rain Man, showcasing his unique ability to the world. In Germany, there is an artificial mountain called Mount Kali, formed from the surplus salt of the chemical company K+OS. This gigantic pile of sodium chloride is 820 feet high and contains around 220 million tons of salt. Locals affectionately call it Kilimanjaro, a reference to the famous African mountain. This colossal salt mountain is the result of mining potash, a mineral essential for fertilizers, synthetic rubber, and medicines. In India, cows are venerated as sacred animals in Hinduism, and their respect is so profound that they can freely roam the streets and markets undisturbed. Curiously, there are laws protecting them, prohibiting their mistreatment or slaughter in many regions of the country. The cows are often fed by locals, and sometimes even shelters are set up to care for them. The first object acquired by MoMA in New York was Van Gogh's painting The Irises in 1933 for just $5,000. This iconic work, now worth millions, marked the beginning of a collection that would become one of the most important in modern and contemporary art. Meet the Sky Surfer, the world's smallest flying vehicle. It's an ultra-compact electric vehicle that allows anyone to soar through the sky with complete freedom, like a superhero. Its design is reminiscent of the Green Goblin's aircraft in Spider-Man, and after its launch, it went viral with millions of views. Although they appear heavy and slow, hippos can run at an astonishing speed of up to 31 miles per hour. For comparison, the maximum speed reached by a human is 28 miles per hour. This agility makes them incredibly dangerous animals if they feel threatened. Do you know the place where women are forbidden to enter? In Greece, Mount Athos is a sacred territory where only men are allowed to tread. This prohibition has been in place for over 1,000 years, and not even female domestic animals are allowed. It is a monastic enclave rooted in the past, with traditions that seem frozen in time. Carrots weren't always orange. Originally, they grew in shades of purple, red, white, and yellow. It was in the 17th century, in the Netherlands, when farmers grew them orange in honor of the House of Orange, the royal family. Thus, the color we know today was born, becoming a national symbol. Volkswagen's Super Bowl commercial, The Force, released in 2011, became the most watched on YouTube. In it, a boy dressed as Darth Vader tries to use the Force to move objects in his house, such as the television and even the dog. As his family watches in disbelief, the father uses a remote control to make the Volkswagen Passat turn on, making the boy believe he really has powers. The Taipei 101 Tower in Taiwan, which was the world's tallest building from 2004 to 2010, uniquely combines traditional Chinese design with modern technology. Its structure is designed to withstand earthquakes and typhoons, common in Taiwan, thanks to a massive 660-ton mass damper suspended inside. This device not only serves a safety function, but has also become a tourist attraction. In Catalonia, Spain, a unique tradition known as castells is celebrated, in which teams of people group together to build impressive human towers that can reach up to 10 stories high. Recognized as an intangible cultural heritage site by UNESCO, the practice of castells involves men and women of various ages and physical builds who train year-round to achieve these impressive human structures. The swift is an incredibly resilient animal, capable of sustaining its flight without rest for up to 10 months. This extraordinary ability is due to its ability to sleep while gliding, allowing it to manage high energy consumption without having to land. During their long periods of flight, swifts take advantage of thermal currents to stay airborne without expending too much energy. Brian Lara, from Trinidad and Tobago, is a cricket legend and holds the record for scoring 400 runs in a single first-class match. This astonishing achievement occurred in 2004 during a match between the West Indies and England. The highest village in the world is La Rinconada, located in the Peruvian Andes at an impressive 16,732 feet above sea level. This mining settlement has gained notoriety for its extreme altitude, which poses serious challenges for its inhabitants, such as difficult access to oxygen, extremely cold temperatures, and scarce resources. In Stockholm, the Jumbo Hostel is a unique hotel that uses a disused Boeing 747 aircraft. This hotel allows guests to stay in the airplane cabins, which are equipped with modern amenities such as flat screens and Wi-Fi. Showers and toilets are located in the aisles, making it even more unique. Plus, the idea of sleeping inside a giant airplane is definitely an unusual experience. In Lopburi, Thailand, macaque monkeys hold a special place in the community. Since 1989, an annual festival has been held in their honor, offering them banquets filled with fruits, vegetables, and desserts. It's a way of thanking the monkeys for their role in local tourism, creating a memorable experience for both the animals and visitors. In Finland, speeding fines are calculated on a single basis, taking into account the offender's income. This means that the more you earn, the higher the fine you must pay. This measure aims to ensure that penalties are fair and proportionate, regardless of a person's economic level. In fact, some millionaires have paid fines of up to $100,000. Tiger stripes are as unique as human fingerprints, meaning each tiger has a distinct pattern. This special characteristic is used to identify tigers in their natural habitat. Today, cameras and 3D models are used to capture and analyze these patterns. Julia Zlata Gunthal, considered the world's most flexible woman, began her career as a contortionist at age 10. At 31, she turned her skill into a professional career, surprising everyone with her incredible flexibility. To maintain her skills, she undergoes rigorous training every day, which has allowed her to achieve unparalleled dexterity. Kangaroos are marsupials, meaning their young are born prematurely and continue their development inside a special pouch called a marsupium. This pouch is located on the female's abdomen and provides a safe environment for the young to grow. In addition, the pouch contains mammary glands that produce milk to feed the young, known as a joey. Once born, the young quickly moves into the pouch to continue its development, where it remains until it is strong enough to emerge and explore the outside world. The Marquisac Gardens, located in France, are a magical place renowned for their box hedges meticulously trimmed in geometric shapes that captivate all visitors. This stunning garden offers a unique landscape with panoramic views from strategically placed viewing points. In addition to the beauty of their shapes, the gardens invite exploration through intricate paths that wind through the hedges, leading visitors to hidden corners full of surprises. In Oaxaca, Mexico, lies the impressive Tule tree, a huehuete tree with the widest trunk in the world. With a diameter of approximately 46 feet, this majestic tree is considered one of the oldest living beings on the planet, estimated to be over 2,000 years old. The Forbidden Mountain of Gankar Puensum, located in Tibet, is one of the most mysterious in the world. At almost 26,247 feet high, it ranks 45th among the highest mountains on the planet. However, what makes it truly unique is that no one has managed to climb it, not because of its height, but because of a deep religious tradition. According to local legend, spirits reside on this mountain and should not be disturbed. The kakapo falcon is a unique species, endemic to New Zealand and known for being the largest parrot on the planet. Unlike other parrots, the kakapo is flightless, making it even more vulnerable to predators. Although once widespread throughout the country, the population of this species has declined dramatically. Today, the kakapo is critically endangered, with the number of individuals remaining at no more than 250. Belgian cyclist Eddy Merckx is considered the most successful cyclist in the history of the Tour de France, with 5 victories between 1969 and 1974. His nickname, the Cannibal, reflects his insatiable desire to win in any competition he entered. In addition to his Tour victories, Merckx won numerous races, including the Giro d'Italia and the Vuelta a España, accumulating more than 500 victories in his professional career. This dominance has led him to be considered by many as the greatest cyclist of all time. The Shinkansen, known as the Japanese bullet train, is famous for its speed and punctuality. Since its launch in 1964, it has reached speeds of 200 miles per hour and maintained impressive accuracy, with average delays of less than a minute. Opened on January 10, 1863, the Metropolitan Railway in London was the first underground metro line. Originally operating with steam trains, it connected Paddington and Farringdon, transforming urban transport. The Energizer Power Max P18 K-Pop is the phone with the largest battery on the market, with 18,000 milliamp hours, much more than the 5,000 milliamp hours common in other phones. Its thickness is due to its gigantic battery, which allows it to operate for up to a week without needing to be charged. With this impressive capacity, this phone easily solves the problem of dead batteries. In Japan, schools have a unique practice. Students are required to clean every day. This routine not only promotes hygiene, but also teaches children respect for their environment and collective work. Students are divided into groups and are responsible for cleaning classrooms, hallways, and other common areas. The world's largest Tesla light show took place in Finland, where 902 cars synchronized their lights in a stunning choreography. Organized by the Tesla Club Finland, the event took place at a racetrack in Espoo, near Helsinki. Each vehicle used its own lighting and sound system to create a coordinated display. This record surpassed previous events and showcased the technology's potential in the automotive industry. At the Museum of Washington, there's an exhibit that will test your nerves. If you touch the glass in front of the virtual shark, it will react in a terrifying way, launching itself at you with shocking realism. The illusion is so convincing that many visitors jump in fright, like this one who fell. Disco football is the perfect sport for those who love dancing and football equally. Scoring goals isn't enough here. You also have to move to the beat. If you stay still, you're out of the game. This original mix was born at Euro 2016 thanks to the Centre Pompidou and the Lorraine Ballet. Can you imagine the best footballers in the world trying it? This is Monami Ono, a Japanese artist who transforms old Amazon boxes into incredible sculptures. From animals to the iconic Millennium Falcon spacecraft, her creations have reached galleries in Japan and sell for over $11,000. From trash to treasure, literally. Vietnamese artist DP Art takes ambiguity to the next level, drawing the faces of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi at the same time. While one hand traces CR7's features, the other outlines the flea with millimeter precision. His talent has left football and art fans alike speechless. It's as if he has two brains working in sync. The first escalators in Cameroon became a real attraction, and a small challenge for many. For those who had never used one, getting down without tripping proved more difficult than expected. At least 20 accidents are reported every day, although most are minor falls. Technology advances, but adaptation takes time. Every step is a new adventure. The MO Go are more than just pants. They're an exoskeleton designed to make hiking more accessible and less tiring. Weighing just 6.8 pounds, they provide a 40% boost in leg strength. This equates to feeling 30 pounds lighter while walking. A real boon for those who want to explore without exhausting themselves. During a Bosnian League match, an unexpected striker stole the show. A little dog nicknamed Dognaldo. With great skill, he darted onto the field and even tunneled into a player. If only all intruders were so adorable. The Sloboda Tuzla and NK Posusje teams were dwarfed by his talent. At the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee, ducklings make their way down to the hotel fountain every day from their rooftop residence for a dip. But the most surprising thing is that every morning a red carpet is laid out for them to march on as they leave the hotel fountain. These ducks are a true tourist attraction at this hotel. Elias Herrera not only has a pet, he also has Bruce, a cow who considers himself part of the family. This adorable giant enjoys homemade food, walks around the house, and even takes a dip in the pool. His fans can't resist the cuteness of watching Bruce behave like a dog. Current Concept created the world's fastest pencil sharpener, capable of sharpening a pencil in less than a second. It's so fast you can almost hear the pencil scream in surprise. What's the rush? We don't know, but if there were a sharpening competition, this would be the undisputed champion. Balut is a Filipino snack that challenges the bravest. A duck egg with an embryo inside, hard-boiled and ready to eat. Its texture combines the creaminess of the yolk with the crunchiness of the developing bird. It's sold at street stalls and is usually enjoyed with salt and vinegar, accompanied by a cold beer. While for some it's a delicacy and for others a challenge, it's an essential part of Filipino food culture. The Irrawaddy River dolphin looks like an otherworldly inhabitant with its rounded head and short snout, almost as if it's always smiling. Unlike its marine cousins, it prefers the rivers and coasts of Southeast Asia, gliding stealthily through freshwaters. Its blue-gray hue and bulging forehead make it resemble a baby beluga whale, even though they are not closely related. Intelligent and curious, it is known for its special relationship with local fishermen, with whom it even collaborates to catch fish. In Kenya, Maasai warriors defy gravity with the adumu, a jumping ritual that impresses with its elegance and strength. Without running or building momentum, they raise their bodies in the air, demonstrating agility and endurance. This jumping dance is not just a competition, but a symbol of courage and status within the tribe. In each ceremony, the energy and rhythm of the Maasai chants turn the challenge into a hypnotic spectacle. The Nelore Viatina, 19 FIV Mara Moveus cow became the most expensive animal in the world when it was auctioned for $4.38 million in Brazil. Weighing around 2,425 pounds, it's about twice the size of other specimens of its breed. Its exceptional genetics allow it to develop muscle quickly and have superior fertility. Due to its high value, it is protected by cameras, an on-call veterinarian, and even armed security. In Sagada, Philippines, hanging coffins represent an ancient tradition of the Igorote tribe. This practice involves placing coffins on cliffs, symbolizing the deceased's closeness to heaven. By elevating the dead, the tribe believes they are keeping them away from the dangers on earth. The tradition defies gravity, creating a stunning image on the rocks. Today, this curious custom has become a fascinating tourist attraction for visitors to the region. The Aura Sky Pool, located on the 50th floor of the St. Regis Hotel in Dubai, is the world's tallest infinity pool, suspended 656 feet above the ground. It offers stunning panoramic views of the city, thanks to its location on the iconic Palm Jumeirah. The pool is divided into two zones: a shaded outdoor area with comfortable sun loungers, and an indoor lounge and bar that has become the city's hottest spot. A 3,000-year-old Egyptian bust that bears a striking resemblance to Michael Jackson is on display at Chicago's Field Museum. Carved from limestone, the statue depicts an unknown woman and dates back to the New Kingdom period, between 1550 BC and 1050 BC. Although its face has features reminiscent of the iconic singer, the coincidence is merely curious. In southwest China, hundreds of buffalo perform an impressive migration across the Jilin River on April 29th. They swim to an island in the river, where they find lush, green grass. This ritual occurs every year between April and October, when the buffalo cross the water at dawn to graze. At nightfall, they return to the banks from which they came. In Brazil, Lençóis Maranhenses National Park is a unique phenomenon. Although it is called a desert, the reality is that it rains quite a bit in the region, resulting in a stunning landscape. During the rainy season, the white sand dunes transform into a flooded desert, creating crystal-clear lagoons between the dunes. Although they aren't the most beloved of the animal kingdom, rats do have a playful side. They can be tickled. A 2016 study revealed that when stimulated in certain areas, they emit ultrasonic squeals, as if laughing. Their reaction is so genuine that they can even jump for joy. In Turkey, preparing coffee is almost an ancient art. They use hot sand to heat the sezva, a small copper container where the coffee bubbles slowly. This method allows for even cooking, bringing out the most intense flavors. The sand acts as a natural oven, preventing the coffee from burning. Eminem took his love of food to the next level with Mom's Spaghetti, a Detroit restaurant inspired by his iconic song. But he didn't stop there. In 2023, he launched his own line of pasta sauce. Now, you can have a dish with flow without having to rhyme. Yes, just like the verse from his song, Lose Yourself. Can you imagine having Superman's gaze and destroying things just by looking at it? The Hacksmith team made this possible by creating a system of lasers activated by eye movement. In their tests, they were able to pop balloons simply by staring at them. The technology uses eye tracking to precisely direct the lasers. It's not exactly heat vision, but it's definitely the closest thing to a real-life superpower. Yumbo Dump is a brother and sister duo who have turned bodily sounds into a unique show. Using only their tummies and a few objects, they recreate everything from a droplet falling into water to unexpectedly accurate sound effects. Their ability to transform everyday life into comedy has led them to perform on stages around the world. Flexible Eddie is so agile, he seems made of rubber instead of bones. At just 16 years old, this young man from Sierra Leone traveled to China to train with acrobatic masters in Wuqiao, the birthplace of the discipline. His goal is to turn his incredible talent into a career and pave the way for a bright future. Known is the exoskeleton that transforms any space into an invisible seat. Its design allows you to adjust your posture, from squatting to just leaning lightly, perfect for long lines or impromptu breaks. It looks like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's pure engineering. In slow motion, a dragonfly's takeoff is pure elegance in motion. With its 4 independent wings, it can maneuver like a miniature helicopter. They are natural predators and fly with astonishing precision. More than insects, they resemble nature's tiny flying machines. Rowdy, an adorable Labrador, has become a symbol of beauty in difference. At 14 years old, this dog suffers from vitiligo, a condition that has changed the color of his skin and coat. Many believe their eyes have been painted white, but it's just the magic of nature. Their story has taken the internet by storm, inspiring thousands. The Eye of the Earth is a fascinating spring in Croatia, whose intense turquoise blue and hypnotic shape give it the appearance of a giant eye. At 360 feet deep, this natural well is the source of the Cetina River and an astonishing destination for adventurers and divers. Its mystery has yet to be fully explored. From the air, it seems as if the Earth is watching us with a crystalline, living eye. At just 21 years old, Tiger Woods swept the 1997 Masters, becoming the youngest champion. But his greatest feat came between 2000 and 2001, when he won 4 consecutive Grand Slam tournaments, a record dubbed the Tiger Slam. In Guanajuato, the Mummy Museum holds a macabre mystery: naturally preserved bodies that defy time. It all began in 1865, when the first mummies were discovered in the Santa Paula Cemetery, astonishing locals and visitors alike. Today, this museum displays faces frozen in eternity, each with its own intriguing story. The Javan rhinoceros is one of the rarest and most elusive species in the world, inhabiting dense jungles in Indonesia. Its shy nature and camouflage ability make it extremely difficult to spot. With an estimated population of fewer than 100 individuals, it is one of the most endangered mammals on the planet. Unlike other rhinos, its skin resembles natural armor. In China, the Dragon Boat Festival, or Duanwu, honors the poet Ku Yuan with decorated boat races and the traditional zongzi meal. Legend has it that Ku Yuan threw himself into the Miluo River after being wrongly accused of treason. Villagers, trying to save him, threw rice into the water to prevent fish from devouring his body, giving rise to zongzi. Balenciaga shocked the world with its towel skirt, a garment that mimics a towel wrapped around the waist, but with a price tag of $925. Is it a fashion statement or just an expensive eccentricity? The garment sparked debate between those who see it as art and those who consider it an expensive joke. Bees can also be sculptors, and Thomas Libertini proves this with his living art. This Slovak artist designs structures that bees coat with wax, creating unique honeycomb sculptures. With patience and precision, the insects work on their molds, transforming nature into art. One of his most famous works is a bust of Queen Nefertiti, sculpted by thousands of bees. Airplane tires are true invisible heroes, capable of withstanding landings at over 155 miles per hour. They are reinforced with Kevlar and filled with nitrogen to prevent explosions due to temperature changes. Despite supporting tons of weight, they can last up to 400 landings with proper maintenance. The Rocket Festival, or Bun Bang Phai, is a vibrant celebration that takes place in Laos and Thailand. During this event, homemade rockets are launched into the sky as part of an ancient tradition to summon rain and ensure a bountiful rice harvest. This festival, which has roots in Buddhist and animist rituals, is filled with music, dance, and colorful parades. Burkina Faso is home to the Tour du Faso, an annual cycling race considered the African equivalent of the Tour de France. This event attracts cyclists from across the African continent and beyond. The Tour de Faso is not only a sporting competition, but also a major cultural celebration. The Autotram Extra Grande isn't a bus. It's practically a train in disguise. At 101 feet long and with a capacity for 256 passengers, it looks more like a skyscraper lying down than a simple means of transportation. A traffic jam? With this Titan, you're sure to be the traffic jam. Even a school bus would feel small next to it. Some salamander eggs look like something out of a science fiction movie, with their gelatinous, translucent appearance. Those of the Ambystoma genus cover them with a special layer that protects them from predators and dehydration. Additionally, many species are ovoviviparous, meaning they incubate their young before releasing them into the water. This method gives them an advantage, ensuring their larvae have a better chance of survival. In Denmark, turning 25 years single comes with a very spicy gift, a ground cinnamon bath. This tradition, more festive than romantic, is meant to wish luck in love, although some end up more covered in spices than in dates. In 2017, a young man nearly suffocated during this curious ritual, proving that not all customs are so harmless. In Massachusetts, there is a town called Sandwich, and yes, it's police patrol with the motto, Sandwich Police. We don't know if they catch criminals or just those who eat without a napkin. With over 20,000 inhabitants, puns are always on the menu here. Does this goal sound familiar? In 2016, during a Premier League match between Hull City and Leicester, players Abel Hernandez and Adama Diomande performed an incredible double bicycle kick, similar to the one Oliver and Tom execute in the Super Champions. Reality imitating anime. This genius hacked Google's dinosaur game using a photoelectric sensor that automatically presses the spacebar when it detects a cactus. Perched on a cliff in Italy, Civita di Bagnoregio seems suspended in time, but its fate is uncertain. Nicknamed the Dying City, its clay soil is slowly crumbling, threatening to make it disappear. Only 8 inhabitants remain in this ghost town, accessible only by a bridge. Its medieval streets and otherworldly atmosphere make it a magical and melancholic place. At Tokyo 2020, sport climbing made its Olympic debut, bringing vertical adrenaline to the top level of competition. Athletes defied gravity in 3 disciplines: speed, bouldering, and difficulty, testing strength, strategy, and reflexes. Without ropes on the boulder or with a stopwatch in hand, every climb was pure spectacle. Snake venom beer is not for the faint of heart, with an astonishing 67.5% alcohol content, making it the strongest in the world. Forget drinking it like a regular beer. Its potency makes it closer to a liquor. Created in Scotland, this beverage pushes the boundaries with an intense flavor and a clear warning: drink with caution. Every August, in Buñol, Spain, thousands of people engage in an epic battle of tomatoes. The tomatina was born accidentally in the 1940s, when an altercation at a parade ended with a tomato throwing incident. Today, the event is so organized that a truck unloads tons of ripe tomatoes onto the streets before the Great War. The Shanghai Maglev is the world's fastest commercial train, hovering above the tracks thanks to magnetic levitation. It reaches speeds of 267 miles per hour and travels 18 miles per hour in just 7 minutes, almost like an airplane on the ground. Its technology eliminates contact with the rails, reducing wear and noise. It is a symbol of China's advancement in high-speed transportation. The pygmy hippopotamus is the world's smallest aquatic mammal and lives in the forests of West Africa. Unlike its larger relative, the common hippopotamus, this animal is much more compact, but shares traits such as tusks, which it uses for defense and digging for food. Despite its size, the pygmy hippopotamus leads an aquatic life, spending time in rivers and swamps. Poland is home to the world's largest castle, the imposing Malbork Castle. This medieval fortress, with its imposing architecture, is located on the banks of the Nogat River, in a strategic location that makes it a historical gem. Its area covers some 21 hectares, making it one of the largest structures in Europe. Do you know the sheephead fish with human teeth? Although their teeth are disturbing, these fish are harmless and pose no threat to people. A dentist would make gold in the ocean. Liang Shi is the definition of perseverance. At 56, he has attempted university entrance 27 times without giving up, becoming a legend in the Chinese entrance exam. Although he is already a millionaire, his true dream is to earn a university degree, proving that learning has no age. His story reminds us that it's never too late to try again. Imagine getting married and suddenly Keanu Reeves shows up at your wedding as a surprise guest. That's what happened to a couple in the United Kingdom when the actor, by pure chance, was staying at the same hotel where they were celebrating their big day. With all his characteristic humility, he accepted the invitation and joined the party. Sometimes, life has unexpected twists and turns worthy of Hollywood. If solving a normal Rubik's Cube is already a challenge, imagine one that changes color depending on how you look at it. The impossible cube takes the difficulty to the next level, confusing both your eyes and your brain at the same time. Every turn is a surprise, and finding the solution becomes a true optical illusion. Only the most experienced cube experts dare to tackle it. Filming The Shining was not only terrifying on screen, but also behind the scenes. Shelley Duvall suffered extreme stress under Stanley Kubrick's direction, subjecting her to constant reshoots and psychological pressure. Her hair began to fall out, her nails weakened, and she spent days crying. Although the film became a classic, her performance was harshly criticized at the time, although her absolute dedication to the role is recognized today. Colmar, in Alsace, looks like something out of a fairy tale, with its colorful houses and cobblestone streets. Its canals have earned it the nickname Little Venice, where boats sail between charming bridges. It's said that his magic inspired the characters in Beauty and the Beast, and it's not hard to believe. In 1950, Juan Manuel Fangio gave a masterclass in skill at the Monaco Grand Prix, winning without a single pit stop. For over 3 hours in the rain, he tamed his car on a treacherous circuit, defying danger at every turn. To make it even more epic, he raced the final 40 laps without windshield wipers, relying only on his instincts. Gino Bartoli not only rode for glory, but also for life, saving hundreds of Jews during World War II. He used his bicycle as a secret tool, hiding forged documents in its frame while simulating training. He traveled between Florence and Assisi as an underground postman, helping those fleeing the Nazi regime. He even hid his friend Giacomo Goldenberg and his family in his own home, risking everything. Richard Gere spent 20 years banned from the Oscars for a speech that shook Hollywood. In 1993, at the ceremony, he denounced Chinese repression in Tibet, sparking tensions with the Chinese government and the film industry. As Hollywood sought to strengthen ties with China, he became persona non grata. In addition to being banned from the Academy, he was banned from entering the Asian country for life. Angus Young turned an insult into his signature style. His school uniform was born from a taunt and became iconic. A teacher told him he'd never get far, but his sister Margaret challenged him to prove otherwise in style. Since then, his schoolboy attire and electrifying stage energy have made history with AC/DC. In Iceland, a dating app called Islendinga app ensures that potential matches aren't distant relatives, preventing incestuous relationships. Using a genealogical registry of 720,000 Icelanders, the app verifies users' family backgrounds before moving forward with their relationships. This unique tool is a response to Iceland's small population, where the likelihood of sharing distant ancestors is high. Niagara Falls is an impressive sight, but in terms of height, it falls far short of the podium. The true giant is Angel Falls in Venezuela, with a drop of 3,212 feet, almost like launching the Empire State Building from the sky. Its water falls with such force that some of it turns to mist before hitting the ground. Sushi Ramen took chemiluminescence to the extreme to recreate a spectacular, glowing Kamehameha. Using a liquid similar to that used in glow-in-the-dark bracelets, they achieved a movie-worthy effect. What normally lights up parties became pure visual magic here. Who needs CGI when you have science and creativity? Pablo Escobar not only built a criminal empire, but also a private zoo on his Hacienda Nápoles, filled with exotic animals like elephants, giraffes, and even hippos. After his death, most of the species were relocated, but the hippos remained and have now formed a wild population in Colombia, becoming an unexpected environmental problem. Andrew Jackson was the first president to be the target of an assassination attempt. During a funeral in 1835, Richard Lawrence tried to shoot him twice, but both times his gun misfired. Poutine is the culinary pride of Quebec and the perfect treat for comfort food lovers. Crispy fries, melted cheese curds, and thick warm gravy combine in this Canadian classic. Born in the 1950s, it's now a national icon that has conquered menus around the world. Who could resist this delicious combination? Singapore's Helix Bridge is an architectural masterpiece that mimics the DNA helix with its spiral structure. More than just a pedestrian walkway, it provides a mesmerizing visual experience with LED lights that illuminate it at night. From there, you get a privileged view of the Marina Bay Sands and the city's impressive skyline. Jane Goodall revolutionized science by living among chimpanzees in Tanzania and discovering that they create and use tools. Her observations challenged the idea that only humans were capable of such intelligence. She also revealed the rawer side of these primates. They can be hunters and engage in violent conflicts. Glastonbury Tor stands like a guardian of time in Somerset, with its iconic ruined tower dominating the landscape. Formed by erosion, its sandstone peak has withstood centuries of wind and rain, giving rise to legends and mysteries. This place is said to be the mythical Avalon, where King Arthur rests awaiting his return. It is also a magnet for spiritual seekers who believe in its sacred energy. To play Catwoman in Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer donned a vacuum-sealed suit that rendered her nearly immobile. Every time she wore it, she felt it took her breath away, describing it as suffocating and claustrophobic. Despite the discomfort, she achieved memorable scenes, such as the whip she mastered without stunt doubles. Her commitment was total. She even learned to catch birds with her mouth. The Chlamydosaurus is a lizard with a spectacular membrane on its neck that it fanned out to intimidate its enemies. It lives in Australia and New Guinea and is a distant relative of iguanas. Its unusual appearance has made it an icon of Australian wildlife and even an inspiration for movie creatures. In the wild, it is agile and elusive, but in captivity, it can live for over 100 years. The bottlenose dolphin has a surprising ability. It can sleep on one hemisphere of the brain at a time. This technique, known as unihemispheric sleep, allows it to rest while remaining alert and able to breathe effortlessly. During this process, one hemisphere is in deep sleep, while the other remains active. The dolphins alternate between the hemispheres, ensuring both get the rest they need. The Finnish passport has a fascinating detail. When you move it, a moose appears walking, paying homage to the local wildlife. This animated effect is a unique feature that makes the passport even more special. Shemika Campbell, known as the Queen of Limbo, has taken flexibility to new limits in this traditional sport. Originating in Trinidad and Tobago, limbo is a challenge in which participants must pass under a bar with their backs to the ground. Shemika, known for her unique skill, attempted to break the world record for the longest limbo distance under 12-inch bars. She also surpassed her own record by passing under 2 SUVs without breaking a sweat. The Tibetan Bridge in Canillo is one of the most impressive tourist attractions in Andorra and the entire Pyrenees. It is a spectacular iron structure suspended in the void over the Riu Valley, at an altitude of over 6,150 feet and with a length of 1,978 feet, making it the second longest Tibetan bridge in the world. In Angola, the official currency is the kwanza, and it has a very peculiar rule. It cannot be taken out of the country. This restriction is implemented to prevent capital flight and protect the national economy. As a result, Angolans and visitors must manage their kwanzas within the country. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, coffee is more than a drink. It's a tradition. Bosanska kafa is similar to Turkish coffee, prepared using a special method in a pot called a jezva. This coffee has a strong flavor and is served in small cups, accompanied by a sweet treat, such as lokum, a delicious Turkish delicacy. Imagine buying a house in Italy for just €1. In Olalai, a charming village in Sardinia, it's possible, although there's one small detail: the houses need a complete renovation. The goal is to attract new residents, especially Americans looking for a change of life. In exchange for a real estate bargain, they must restore the homes and help revitalize the community. Sauerkraut is much more than a simple German pickle. This fermented cabbage has a tangy flavor and a strong aroma, but also great nutritional value. In the past, sailors took it on their voyages to prevent scurvy thanks to its high vitamin C content. Today, it remains a star accompaniment to traditional dishes, such as Bavarian sausages. The Newfoundland is a gentle giant with the soul of a lifeguard, originally bred to assist fishermen on the island of Newfoundland. Its swimming ability is legendary, and its rescue instinct has made it a cold water hero. Despite its imposing size, it is a tender companion, always loyal and patient with its family. Its thick coat and webbed feet make it a natural swimmer, ready for any adventure. On the island of Mauritius, there is a landscape that seems straight out of another planet, the Land of Seven Colors. Located in Chamarel, this dune area displays shades of red, violet, green, blue, and yellow without the need for filters. The phenomenon is due to the erosion of mineral-rich volcanic rocks, which create this unique visual effect. In the 1940s, the Davis Divan surprised with its three-wheeled design and futuristic aesthetic. Its aerodynamic aluminum body and spacious interior made it look like a car of tomorrow. With capacity for 6 passengers, its seats were arranged like those on a divan, hence its curious name. Despite its innovative concept, only a few models were manufactured before the company went bankrupt. Kiyomizu-dera Temple in Kyoto is a jewel of Japanese Buddhism with a wooden terrace suspended over a cliff. Its structure, built without nails, is an architectural marvel that defies time. From its viewing platform, visitors enjoy spectacular views of the city and cherry blossoms. Its Ottawa Spring is famous for its waters, which, according to tradition, grant health, success, and longevity. In the town of Churchill, Manitoba, you can witness an impressive natural spectacle: the annual migration of beluga whales that travel the waters of the Churchill River and Hudson Bay. Beluga whales, known for their white fur and distinctive vocalization, migrate north during the summer in search of cooler, more food-rich waters. Victory Day, celebrated on May 9th, is one of the most significant holidays in Russia and other countries of the former Soviet Union. This day commemorates the victory over Nazi Germany in 1945, marking the end of one of the most devastating conflicts in history. Celebrations include grand military parades, where troops march through streets adorned with flags and commemorative decorations. In Lomé, Togo's vibrant capital, is the fascinating Akodesawa Fetish Market, the largest in the world dedicated to voodoo. This unique market is a hotbed of culture and spirituality, where visitors can find a surprising variety of objects used in rituals, such as skulls, stuffed crocodiles, and skins. If you've ever felt that European chocolate is softer and American chocolate has a strange aftertaste, it's not your imagination, it's science. The rules are clear. In Europe, chocolate is creamier because it has more milk and cocoa, while in the US, they use butyric acid, which extends its shelf life but gives it a somewhat peculiar flavor. Sweet and silky, or strong and long-lasting. In the heart of Brooklyn lies a gateway to the 17th century. The Wyckoff House, built in 1652, is the oldest surviving home in New York and now serves as a museum. Its walls tell the story of the first Dutch settlers who populated the area. Surrounded by skyscrapers, this country house is a living testament to the past. Deep in the Amazon, there exists a spider that seems to have come from a strange tale. Its body is like that of any arachnid, but its head bears a striking resemblance to that of a dog. This creature is a reminder that nature has no limits when it comes to designing unique beings. Fallingwater, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright in 1935, is a masterpiece of organic architecture. Located in Pennsylvania, it's not only surrounded by nature, but also incorporates it into its design with a waterfall flowing beneath its structure. Its minimalist interior highlights the beauty of the surroundings and the sound of water, turning it into a refuge that's as artistic as it is functional. In the middle of Inner Mongolia, Ordos transformed from a desert village into a futuristic city, but almost empty. The discovery of large coal and oil deposits generated wealth, but also an out-of-control real estate bubble. Skyscrapers, giant avenues, and luxury buildings await inhabitants who never arrived. Despite its modernity, its silence has turned it into the largest ghost town in China. The Shiba Inu is a small, four-legged samurai with the elegance of a fox and the character of an adventurer. Bred for hunting in the mountains of Japan, it's agile, independent, and full of energy. Its pointy ears, fluffy coat, and curled tail make it unmistakable. It's one of the oldest breeds in the world, and today, also an internet sensation. In the land of high technology, katanas are still forged as they were centuries ago, keeping the samurai tradition alive. Some 85 workshops in Japan still craft these swords using ancient techniques perfected by master swordsmiths. Each katana is more than a weapon. It's a work of art, polished with patience and fire. Its creation is a ritual of precision, where the steel comes to life in expert hands. In the heart of the Arctic Circle, the Svart Hotel shines like a futuristic ring above the icy waters of Norway. It is the world's first 100% energy-neutral hotel, harnessing every ray of sunlight to generate its own electricity. Its circular design maximizes sunlight, minimizing its environmental impact. The Iquil cenote in Yucatan looks like the entrance to a magical world, with hanging vines and waterfalls kissing its turquoise waters. Formed by the collapse of a cave, this natural sinkhole is a hidden sanctuary in the jungle. In ancient times, the Mayans used it for sacred ceremonies, and today, it is a paradise for swimmers and adventurers. The Hercules beetle is the heaviest insect in the world, reaching up to 4.8 ounces and 6.7 inches in length. Its most striking feature is the enormous horn that males possess, used in combat to impress females. Its color varies between black, olive green, and yellow, while females are usually completely black. Despite its intimidating appearance, it is harmless and feeds on sap and rotting fruit. The tuatara is a unique and enigmatic reptile from New Zealand, nicknamed the living fossil for its appearance, almost unchanged since the time of the dinosaurs. This rare reptile has a third eye on the top of its head, sensitive to light, which makes it even more mysterious. It is carnivorous, nocturnal, and has a spiny crest on its back, hence its name in Maori. With impressive longevity, the tuatara can live more than 100 years and is the only reptile without a copulatory organ. Grenada is home to an incredible underwater sculpture park, a hidden wonder. Created by British sculptor and environmentalist Jason de Taylor in 2006, this park is located in Molinaire Bay, off the coast of Grenada. The collection of sculptures submerged in the seabed has become a sanctuary for marine life, merging art and nature. The giant anteater is like an extra large version of its smaller relative, growing up to 6.6 feet long. Despite its name, it is not related to bears, but is closely related to sloths. With its sticky tongue, up to 24 inches long, it can devour thousands of ants and termites in a single day. Its eccentric appearance and clumsy gait make it unmistakable in the jungle. The legendary Koh-i-Noor diamond, whose name means mountain of light in Persian, has been a symbol of power for centuries. Originally from India, it passed through the hands of various rulers before reaching the British Crown, where it remains in the Tower of London. Its current weight is 105 carats, although it is believed to have been even larger before being recut. Under the Yucatan jungle, the Oxbel Ha system hides an aquatic labyrinth that seems like something out of this world. With over 168 miles of submerged tunnels, it is the longest explored underwater cave on the planet. Its Mayan name, Three Rivers, honors the secret waterways that wind within. Cave divers and explorers continue to uncover its mysteries, revealing archaeological remains and fossils hidden for centuries. In a curious episode of World War II, Japan sent balloon bombs toward the United States, hoping to wreak havoc from the skies. Utilizing Pacific air currents, they launched 9,000 balloons, but only about 1,000 made it. Most landed in uninhabited areas, although one caused the only death on American soil during the war, a family who found a balloon in Oregon. After falling in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, the legendary Admiral Horatio Nelson had an unconventional journey back to England. His body was submerged in a barrel of brandy to prevent decomposition during the voyage. The story goes that some sailors unwittingly drank from the barrel, giving rise to the expression, "drinking Nelson's liquor." Marta Vieira da Silva is not only a soccer legend, but also the undisputed World Cup scorer with 17 goals. She has led Brazil to the top in 5 tournaments, leaving her mark with every play. Her talent and determination made her the first to score in 5 World Cups, surpassing even male figures. In Colombia lies the lost city of Tayuna, also known as Ciudad Perdida, in the jungle of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. This ancient archaeological site was built by the Tairona indigenous people and is considered one of the country's greatest pre-Columbian treasures. To reach it, adventurers must undertake a 3-day trek through the dense rainforest, crossing rivers and climbing mountains. Every December 10th, Oslo dresses up to award the Nobel Peace Prize in honor of Alfred Nobel's vision. Unlike the other Nobel Prizes, this one is awarded in Norway, a country that symbolizes neutrality and diplomacy. It was Nobel himself who decided that a Norwegian committee would select the laureates, trusting in their commitment to peace. Sugar gliders are small nocturnal acrobats that glide through trees in search of nectar and sap, their favorite delicacy. With their soft gray fur and large dark eyes, they are perfectly adapted for nocturnal life in Australia's forests. These marsupials can glide up to 164 feet thanks to a membrane between their legs, allowing them to gracefully escape predators. During the day, they hide in hollow tree trunks, camouflaging their shelter with leaves and branches. Cape Town boasts one of the world's most impressive views thanks to Table Mountain, its iconic flat-topped mountain. Dating back more than 260 million years, it is older than the Himalayas and home to unique biodiversity. Its summit, at 3,560 feet above sea level, is often covered by a tablecloth of clouds. It is part of the new 7 Wonders of Nature, attracting hikers and tourists. Additionally, South Africa is home to a colony of African penguins at Boulders Beach. Visitors can see these adorable penguins in their natural habitat and enjoy the beach alongside them. In Tonga, the culture recognizes a unique third gender known as whakaleiti or leiti. These people are assigned male at birth, but identify and express themselves in ways traditionally associated with femininity. Whakaleiti may dress in women's clothing, adopt feminine mannerisms, and occupy specific social roles within Tongan society. The dugong, a marine mammal resembling a sea cow, is a fascinating herbivore that lives in tropical waters. It feeds primarily on seagrass and can weigh up to 880 pounds. Although they tend to move slowly, they are highly adapted to their aquatic environment. Chile is home to the Gran Torre Santiago, the tallest skyscraper in South America, with an impressive height of around 984 feet. This modern building is part of the Costanera Center complex, one of Santiago's most important urban developments. The Charleston Rhythm is a lively jazz dance that originated in Charleston, South Carolina in 1920 and gained widespread popularity during the Jazz Age in the United States. Characterized by rapid leg and arm movements, the dance involves twisting, with the feet pointed inward and the heels pointed outward. Participants perform dynamic leg swings while bending and straightening their knees. Mali is the only country in the world where the unique Bogolanfini weaving is produced, an ancient technique that dyes hand-woven fabric with clay. This art, deeply tied to Malian culture, reflects the country's rich heritage. However, despite its cultural heritage, Mali faces significant economic challenges, being one of the poorest countries on the planet. It is estimated that 70% of its population lives on less than $1 a day, while less than 10% earn more than $2 a day. Maslenitsa, also known as Russian Pancake Week, is a joyful holiday that celebrates the transition from winter to spring. During this week, Russians enjoy blinis, traditional pancakes served with caviar, sour cream, jam, and honey. One of the most notable traditions is the burning of a straw doll called Maslenitsa, which symbolizes winter and the farewell to the cold. In Eswatini, polygamy is an important tradition linked to kingship, and the current monarch, Mswati III, follows this custom. Every year, a dance ceremony known as the Reed Dance, or Umhlanga, is held, where the king chooses new wives from among the country's young women. This event is a cultural event that attracts thousands of people, both locals and tourists. King Mswati III, who has reigned since 1986, currently has 14 wives. In the heart of Copenhagen, Christiania is a world apart, where street art, freedom, and the hippie spirit still live on. Founded in the 1970s, this autonomous community challenges the system with its own rules and an alternative lifestyle. Its colorful streets are filled with murals, bohemian cafes, and an air of peaceful rebellion. Despite government attempts to regulate it, it remains a symbol of counterculture. In Germany, Christmas, known as Weihnachten, is a time full of traditional delicacies. Stollen, A sweet bread filled with candied fruit, nuts, and spices is one of the most anticipated delicacies during these holidays. To combat the cold, Germans enjoy Glühwein, a mulled wine spiced with cinnamon and cloves, ideal for warming up while exploring Christmas markets. Guinea stands out as the world's fifth largest producer of bauxite, but what truly makes it a giant is that it possesses the largest reserves of this mineral on the planet. Its reserves are estimated to amount to an impressive 25 billion tons, representing a significant portion of the world's bauxite. This mineral is essential for the production of aluminum, a key material in various industries, from aircraft manufacturing to household goods. Although they look like trees, banana plants are actually giant herbs that can grow up to 20 feet in a year. Their stem is not woody, but rather made up of overlapping leaves, making them the largest herb in the world. Each plant bears fruit only once in its lifetime, and after harvesting, a new shoot emerges to replace it. In just a few months, the flowers transform into the bananas we eat every day. In Switzerland, chocolate is not just a treat, but a true passion. The Swiss consume more chocolate than any other nation, averaging 24 pounds per capita per year. This country is famous for producing some of the finest chocolate in the world, and brands like Toblerone have achieved global fame. Thailand holds a unique place in history, as it is the only country in Southeast Asia that was never colonized by a European power. This has allowed it to maintain its own cultural identity throughout the centuries. Furthermore, the King of Thailand, Maha Vajiralongkorn, holds the title of being the richest monarch in the world, with a personal fortune exceeding $70 billion. On Prince Edward Island, Canada, the sound of engines is replaced by the trot of horses and the squeak of bicycles. Cars have been banned since 1908, a decision taken after protests from residents who preferred the quiet. Here, time seems to slow down, and every ride is a return to a simpler era. Finland has been crowned, for the 8th consecutive year, the happiest country in the world, according to the World Happiness Report. Its high level of well-being is due to trust in the government, quality education, and work-life balance. At the other extreme, Afghanistan ranks last, marked by conflict and humanitarian crises. And that's all for you awesome people. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome content.